Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What's going on, family? What's happening? Let me see if my mic putting out right. 1 2 1 2. What's going on, family? Alright, so let's see. Alright, cool. So we in the house. Putting out right. Alright, we in the house, y'all. So look, Tazaryach sits at the left hand of Cesare Borgia or Caesar Borgia, however you pronounce it. But he's sitting at the left hand of this brother. So these brothers is out here in Chicago. They've been out here all weekend. So, we're going to get off into what took place. Shout out to TJ Black over there at In the Streets Media. Shout out to that brother. Um, I got in Chicago around about like 1 a.m. last night. I wish I could have made the event if they had a little cookout. They probably wouldn't have let me in, but I would have been right there at the gates. I would have possessed the gates of my enemies. And so, you know, uh, in a minute, definitely. So, they was up in Chicago today, and so, you know, uh, TJ Black, he asked him and Bleedo went to the little situation they had going on, little cookout, and TJ Black asked the brother a couple of questions about me. So that brother just got to going in on me. So what we gonna do? We're gonna pull up the footage and we're gonna examine this brother, and then we're gonna examine some scriptures today just as well. And we're gonna see if these clowns in these costumes is really about what they talking about, because it seems to me that every day is the 31st of October, because these brothers are always in costumes. So what we gonna do is we gonna quickly go to my page. I'm a screen share, and then once I screen share, we can really see what's the deal. What's the deal? Because this is just getting ridiculous out here. And these brothers think we playing games. And I also want to bring out that whack scholarship from Sakari sect. Shout out to them brothers, but I watched them brothers get up there, him and Deacon Hakar on Sinetta TV, and pull up a picture of a Moabite statue, a monument, and straight say that the Moabites are Chinese. And this scholarship is about to get demolished, like seriously demolished, because One West is so pitiful when it comes to the information. So these brothers can't get it in on the level, when it comes to scholarship, biblical theology, the gospel, first and foremost, the gospel, the theology of the Bible, historical account, science. They won't do it for you at all. They won't do it for you. One West will let you down. It's one thing that they do that I can say that is on point, and that is that they are, how do you say it, militant. These people are very militant. I see you, Mikael. I see you. I'm gonna bring you in, Mikael. I see you, Ben Israel. I see you, brother. I've been in Chicago so many times, brother, but you stay in Gary now, so. But I see you. I'm gonna definitely get you in here, brother. I see you. So they so militant that we definitely got to deal. We definitely. I that's one of the things that I see that they got going on. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to really get off into this to really show y'all what's really going on. And you know, I don't know why this brother even positioned me in this position like that to even come at him like this, because Y'all know I ask a fool. Y'all know I do. So here's the post right here. Now, this is the post right here. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, I'm gonna get you in here. Give me a minute. I got you though. You still go up under the you got a smartphone? Okay, well let me think. I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna send you the link and then just click on it. I'm gonna send it on Facebook. All right, give me a minute though. All right. Yeah, so this is the picture right here. We're gonna get off into the footage. We're gonna show you that. But this is the picture. This is Harry Rosenberg, big brother. You know what I'm saying? The brother looked just like Harry Rosenberg, and also a slash Cesare Borgia. This is him. As you can see, I put the collage together. But what amazes me, and I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but please tell me this brother ain't got a belt buckle tied around his head with spikes coming up out of it. Please tell me he don't. And also, please tell me that this Harry Rosenberg slash Cesare Borgia do not got Paul Wall golds in the bottom of his mouth. Please tell me. I could be tripping. Maybe that's his teeth, but the way his teeth sitting out his mouth like that is just ridiculous. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, so y'all can understand this. And I'm not knocking because I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced, or none of that. But no black people have any lips like what he got. None. None. Hopefully y'all might can show me some. He doesn't have any lips, right? Mostly when you look at Europeans, the majority of them, they have lips. I mean, they don't have lips. They got lips, but their lips is not like I'm gonna say certain when it comes to African Americans or Africans or either certain people down in Brazil, or their lips are not full. They don't have full lips. Their top lip. And also the bridge of his nose. So if you look at the pictures that I put up right here of Cesare Borgia, it looks exactly like this brother with this red facial hair. So I just wanted to bring that out. Did Tazaryach recruited this brother because he's identical or close to Cesare Borgia? I don't know if this brother just got off the cross or stepped up off the cross. I don't know it. But this brother looked like he's been dragging across. He's dragged across. And not only do it look like he has dragged across, it looks like that he himself got thieves on his left and thieves on his right. He's positioned. He's a thief himself because he's guilty of whatever he did. He's on that stake for. He's definitely guilty. But the leather on his head is what I'm tripping off of, because I know yesterday it was hot. Because when I got here last night, it was pretty muggy. It was pretty muggy today. It was windy. But this brother got leather on it, a belt on his head, looked like a Stacy Adam belt with spikes coming out of it. Now, I don't know what type of spikes he got, but to be honest, that looked like the end of the little tire The little pumps that you pump with your hand, and the little piece that's at the end. That's what it looked like right there. Looked like he got a little tube pump, a little tire pump on his spikes on his head. But we gonna deal with that though. But this is just ridiculous. So let's get off into some stuff. Let's look at this brother's page. Not his page, but this is Cesare Borgia. He is no longer Katasai. As silly as that sound, he is no longer Katasai because it's just that just sounds stupid. His name now is CB. We can call him CB, not Chris Brown, but Cesare Borgia. Y'all can call him CB for short, but when y'all see this brother, this is CB from ISUPK. Chris Borgia sitting at the sitting on the right side of Tazaryach. Tazaryach sitting on his left. It's his main man. Two thieves, both on stakes. This one right here is Cesare Borgia. Look just like him, y'all. I promise y'all. Let's go off into this YouTube. This. Let's go off it on YouTube and see what's going on with this though. Oh man, a brother said, Kevin G said the man got a bear trap on his head. That boy got a bear trap on his head. I'm telling you, man. That boy got a you know what? I'm saying, that boy got the Batman gadget belt on his head. Peace to the family out there. That boy got the Batman gadget belt on his head. That boy he looks straight out of Gotham. Cesare Borgia with the Batman Gotham bat on his head. I mean, a belt on his head. Straight out of Gotham. I'm telling you, Bruce Wayne, belt buckle head. Watch this, man. Check this brother out. We're going to go and really see this episode. Make sure y'all go and click and subscribe and In the Streets Media. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Let me look this up right. Hold on, y'all. Make sure I find my series is that. All right, here it is. Right here, it should be it right here. Oh man, I clicked on the wrong one. Dang. Hold on, let's go to TJ Black page, see if it's up. Oh my God! Come on, man. Where is this at? Uh, no, this couldn't be it. Let me go back. Let me get off this man's page. Okay, go. Oh man. I'm about to get up out of this computer because this computer, man, be freezing a lot. Look at this. It's ridiculous, man. All right, so let's see. It should be. All right, I think it's this right here. My computer moving super slow, y'all. Let me see if my sound putting out right because this computer moving so slow. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, this. Let me see. I'm gonna have to find his page. Hold on, let me find. Let me see what his page is up on because I need to find this YouTube page real quick. Oh, matter of fact, I'm tripping. Let me see. Let me see. I can come up out of this. Go back to here. Look up the history. Sometimes this stuff don't be working when I. There it is. It's finally working today. It wasn't working the other day. Here it is, right here. Bada bang. There it is.
You know, any shine or attention that he so desperately desires from us, because he has feelings. But the cat goes by the name of G Conscious.
Matter of fact, hold on.
Know what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? But longer the story short.
Matter, matter of fact, I apologize. Ask the Streets Media. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Ask the Streets Media. That's what I was doing wrong. It's Ask the Streets Media. Go subscribe to this brother's page right here. He been doing a lot of work up in Chicago. Subscribe to his page. Let me turn on my plug this speaker in so I can turn this boy up. Turn Firebird up. Oh man. That boy's bird look like a foxtail. That boy right there, man. Look at him, man. Look at him. Look at them bags up under his eyes. I want to ask him paper or plastic. That boy don't get no sleep. He dreaming. Sleep Isupk. That's right. That's right. That's how they be. That's right. Hold on, y'all. That's right. Hold it up. God bless America. They don't like that. They don't want to hear that. They get the blast. They say he blaspheming. Blaspheming. He said, God bless America. Hold on, y'all. And then we're gonna get off into these scriptures because it ain't all about play. We definitely gotta get off into these scriptures because let me see if I'm good.
You know what I mean? He had done a debate. You know what I'm saying? And he did a debate against his brothers and teamed up with a devil to do the debate. So in the debate, you understand, Captain Tazaryach brought out that the cat done he read for the devil. The devil wouldn't return the favor by reading for him. So we wrong for him to have done that. I mean, it's wrong for him to have, you know what I'm saying, like straight up done a debate with it.
All right, so let's look at this.
I got like 3 questions left. Hey, no sweat, no sweat. What's happening?
Look at your boy, man. I don't know if that boy just got out the boxing ring, but his face looked pretty beat up. But yeah, look at the beard, man. Look at this Cesare Borgia right here with the spikes on his head. And so this to him is a game because he knows he looked like Cesare Borgia. I know he's probably been told that already. So this to him is a game because he around the Israelites and he's supposedly supposed to be their savior here, I guess. He's the savior, right? Tazaryach is at the left hand because he's the goat and he's at the left hand of the son, right? This is what's going on. This is what I see, right? He got the spikes on his head. He's Cesare Borgia. I don't see it no other way but that way. What? How y'all see it? He's with Taz them, bro. He's with Taz them. Now I'm gonna play this. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Press 1 out there. But he's definitely Cesare Borgia. I'm telling y'all that right now. That's how they looking at it. This brother got this bird trap on his head, or this belt buckle, and he own it. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. Look at him, man. Straight out. Look like his face been Vaselined up. He probably been out there. They been, you know, he dragging his cross out there. He sees a Borgia. All right, so let's click on this and let's get this brother going. Let's get him going.
Okay. I heard something that happened about 20, 30 times. He's calling somebody Toby, yeah. You gotta give me a full drawing on this, man. What's going on with this? Okay. I mean, I would hate to give this cat, you know, any shine or attention that he so desperately desires from us, because he has feelings. But the cat goes by the name of G Conscious. I barely know what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? But longer story short, you know what I mean? He had done a debate. You know what I'm saying? And he did a debate against his brothers and teamed up with a devil to do the debate. So in the debate, you understand, Captain Tazaryach brought out that the cat done he read for the devil. The devil wouldn't return the favor by reading for him. So we wrong for him to have done that. I mean, it's wrong for him to have, you know what I'm saying, like straight up done a debate with a devil against his own brothers, which is what I told him. I said that you are not a traitor to your doctrine. You a traitor to your people because your doctrine is white supremacy. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what Christianity is. Christianity is every single different religion. If you go into Buddhism as a black or Hispanic man, you're putting yourself under Asians because that's a Chinese god. You go into Christianity.
Wait. Now that I done got a little bit closer, please tell me this brother ain't got a some type of crystal embedded in that belt buckle. This brother then took a lot of. This brother got a ring pop connected to the belt buckle. As this is getting ridiculous now. A ring pop connected to the belt buckle. I didn't even see that at first. But now I see it. Then he got a thumbtack right here on the left side of his head. Come on, man. This is ridiculous now. Let's hit this button and see what this brother talking about.
You understand? You're making a white man your God. So that's white supremacy right there. You go into Islam, you're making the Arabs. You submitting yourself under the Arabs. You understand?
I talked to this guy. He said that Jesus would be Arab.
Okay, and that's because he's a Christian and he's unlearned. The Arabs come from Ishmael. How can Jesus be an Arab if he's a Jew? Jew meaning from the tribe of Judah, Judah being an Israelite. That doesn't make any sense. So now the reason I'm calling him Toby is because y'all can check out, look up a video.
All right, so let's get off of, let's do some work, because y'all know me. The majority of y'all know me. For him to say that I'm unlearned and I don't study, y'all know One West don't study. But y'all know G-Con, we don't do that. We get it in, we get busy. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High, to the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. We don't do that. We get busy. So when that brother said that, I want to show y'all something. Now, he said that Arab come from, they come from Ishmael, but that's not really true right there. That's not true at all. So Arab is a geographical location. Arabia, I'm sorry. But let's look at what when we go to the Hebrew, what it actually means, what we see, what we get. Let's look at something real quick. Exodus 12 and 38.
Arab.
Oh, no, don't tell me that. Please don't say
Arab.
that.
Arab.
So look, and a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle, right? So when you look at the word mixed in Hebrew, guess what it is?
Arab.
Let's look at it. With the article prefix from Arab, right? Transverse threads of cloth, and mixture or Mongol race, Arabia, mingled people, mixed, multitude, wolf. This is simple. A mixed multitude went up out. So to say that the Arabs came from Ishmael is really not even there. But let me show you something else. Let's go back to Genesis. Reason why this place was called Arab because Arabia was called Arab because it's a mixed people, mixed multitude, mingled people, always in that area. Where is Joktan at? Okay, let me go up a little bit more. Eber, right before Eber. Okay, Sam was, and Salat lived 30 years. We got Eber. Let's go down a little bit more. Ro lived, Tira. It's the chapter before this. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, let's look at the sons of Shem. Joktan.
Yoktan.
Now let's look at this. He will be made little, Joktan, an Arabian patriarch. Why do they call him Arabian patriarch? Because he dwelt in Arabia. He dwelt in that area where it was a lot of mixed people that was in that area. So let's do this. All right. So this is Arabia right here, as you can see, right? So in this area is where you had a lot of mixed people, a lot of people flowing through the desert, flowing through this land. So this is the area where Joktan dwelt at, and also we see also that when you go to Egypt, you have Arabs or the mixed multitude just as well, especially during like the 11th and the 12th dynasty or the 13th dynasty, and when Israel would have came out during that time around 14, around the 12th or 13th dynasty, around 1446 BC, according to the chronology that we see. So just bringing that out. So let's get back to this video.
Video that we did from a previous week called Black Christian Serves His Slave Master Proudly. And what you'll find out is he's talking about how happy he was to be able to read. If you notice, I had all the scriptures lined up and I was right there, all surgical and all that, which is why I said, you know what? From now on, your name gonna be Toby. Because you are a proud slave, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, read, Toby, read. And he's like, for God so loved the world. Because you want to give your love to everybody instead of the people. I mean, Detroit and Flint, Michigan, the next state over. You know what I'm saying? This lake might touch Flint. I mean, not Flint, but Detroit as it is. You know what I'm saying? My point being is they still don't got water. Mississippi man found himself, his head decapitated, body burned down the road. 4 days before that in Jackson, a man was hung. So we don't got clean water. We down here dying, and you worried about teaming up with a devil so that white people can get saved? Who's salvation for? Don't nobody need salvation more than black and Hispanics who's dying every day in the ghettos. So how about we do what everybody else does and we start loving our people first? Now, I'm not talking about selfish on an individual level, but selfish as a nation. You get what I'm saying? And if we do that, we'll rise. You know what I'm saying? Now, we bring this out all the time. Asians are racist. They are selfish. You go to any Chinatown, there's no Mexicans in the kitchen. There's no soul food, West Indian spot. You can't get jerk chicken. You can't get a roast con pollo over there, but they come to our neighborhood, and Mr. Willie Woo makes $11,000 a week off of us, but you be 20 cents short. Yeah, he go sell that fried chicken, fried rice, a grape soda, you know what I'm saying, a little Hawaiian punch, whatever, for his little $4.99, $5 special. You be 20 cents short. You've been going there since 92. He ain't giving it to you. So how about we start loving each other first, you understand, instead of being like Toby. You get what I'm saying? So that's who Toby is. I don't want to expound anymore. You know what I mean?
How you like Chicago? I know you're in New York. How you like Chicago?
This is my third time in Chicago. Every time I come out here, I love it.
Right. So as y'all can see, this is why he called me Toby, Cesare Borgia. Now, what is the gospel? Why do we bang on One West? Because I'm not your brother, first off. I may say brother, but I got enough sense to know that everybody ain't my brother. Let me show you why I say that. Let me show you why I say that. Let's look at John 2 and 24. So look what this say. It says, but Jesus did not commit himself unto them, because he knew all men. Notice it says he knew all men, and needed not that any man, or that any should testify to any man. And needed not that any should testify of man, for he knew what was in man. Now, why would he say that? Why would he say that? I think he knew that man needed the nature of what proceeded out of man is wicked. How man seeks to preserve self. So the brother stuff already out the door with me, because I as I stated before, I'm 35 years old. I got enough sense to know that just because it's black don't mean it's on track. Just because it's white don't mean it's on track, or whatever color it is. As I stated in that debate, when they said, is the white man the devil? I said, yep, the majority of the white man is the devil, the majority of the black man is the devil, and the majority of all people is the devil. So they wonder, where did he get that from? Only a few is chosen. You got to know that. So a lot of people is not going to make it to that blessed place. Why? Because they natural and they carnal, just like this musty bird brother. I mean, that's clear. I'm going to pull out another one to show you something. Pull out another one. Let's look at Matthew 46. Let's look at Matthew 12 and 48. And if you from these streets, or you came from these streets, everybody ain't your brother. I don't care what you say. It just don't work like that out here. Everybody ain't your brother. And for reals, we need to stop thinking that, because that type of thinking then got many people killed, including my partner 3 years ago, when his own brothers killed him, homeboys that we grew up with, right? Cause they on these drugs and this and that, and everybody just ain't your brother. So we gotta understand that. Ain't no free Lil O. Lil O been out here killing everybody. Keep that little dude locked up where he at. Cause somebody gonna end up killing him and might try to kill him. I mean, might kill you trying to get to him. Everybody not your partner, not your friend, not your brother. But let me show you who your brother is. It says, hold on for a minute. Go down a little bit more. It says, then one said, this is Matthew 12 and 44. Let's go to 47. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brother stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother? And who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever should do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother. Hey, I don't care what you say. I know the word to be true. Christ says that brother and mother and father and household, because of what he's teaching, is going to cause division. Why is that? Because he's teaching something that caused the mindset to reject what we see that's going on in the natural world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Those three things that we see is key things that we see going on in this world. Why the pride of life? The pride of life is because I feel that I need it more than the next man. The lust of the eyes, I see it, so I'll go get it, right? The lust of the flesh, because what I see and I'm lusting after it, and my flesh has an appetite for it, I go get it. Those three things that we see right there are deadly right there. And that's what we're seeing in these last days. So it's going to be easy for people to take the mark of the beast because they've been ushered in by naturalism. Because man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out the mouth of God. That's just plain and simple, right? If any truth come in this earth or any goodness, it comes from God because he is the true God, right? So if you know any truth, it comes from him. Any power, right? All power comes from God. It depends on how you distributed that power, though. Or is you going to use your power for good or evil, right? So I got enough sense to know that this is my mother, my father, my brothers, and my sisters that's going to inherit the kingdom with me. So when I'm on these streets, right, my main thing is to be a priest. And what is a priest? A master builder to uplift those people that we see that are enemies of the gospel. But I have enough sense to know that if they reject that, then, hey, you damned, the Bible says. The wrath coming on you, right? So I can only feed you and try to reconcile you to God with the ministry of reconciliation because I am a priest. Matter of fact, I was when we look at it, we have to understand that before there was a Levitical priesthood, there was a priesthood that man was given or his assignment to reconcile people back unto God when he was that priest, when he held that that order or sacrificing, whether if he was the tribal minister or whatever it was, that's what he did. Hold on for a minute. All right, so that's simple, man. So that's what it is about that. So what I'm finna do is I'm finna open up this panel, and then also I want to deal with some couple of things that I seen that these brothers was foolishly doing. So let me see if I can get some of these brothers in here. So yeah, I had no problem with reading for the brother because he teach the gospel. I teach the gospel. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. We recruited that brother in hold on for a minute. When we was in I think that's it right there. All right, cool. So we recruited that brother when we was and brought him into the group. He's a great apologist. I have nothing against the brother. I call him a brother because he's in the truth. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody is in the truth does not have no faces. We got to understand that. The truth has no color. Isupk will tell you all day long that they don't accept nobody else if they ain't Isupk because that's home of the truth. So why should y'all accept them? And so when you got brothers that's coming together and saying, well, hold on for a minute. This brother saying that we as Africans and also Caucasians, we can't get in. And they screaming this on the street corners, right? So we have to defend our position and hold to us what the Bible is due to us. Because we got people that's on this block screaming saying that they Israel ain't proved it a lick But at the same time, they telling us that we can't get in. So they ask, well, vocab got agenda. Yeah, he do got agenda. He got agenda to reconcile man back unto God, which y'all on the street corners standing out there not doing. Far as when it says all nations of people, not just Israel. You know what I'm saying? So if Israel is a holy nation, a holy priesthood, who are they the priests of? He said the whole nation is a holy priesthood. And inside of the nation, we see the Levitical order. The Levitical order bear the sins of the people of Israel. So we know the duties of a priest. So who is Israel as a holy nation the priest of? They got to be the priest of the nations. That's why let's look at something real quick. They say that if you count all of these sons right here, right? They say they come to 70 people. What's odd about that is because Israel sacrifice or do offering for 70 bulls concerning the 70 nations. So Israel, whenever they was doing national atonement for the nation, they was also doing national atonement for the nations. So we got to understand that. Let me check my chat room. Anybody got any questions or whoever want to come in, just send me your email, put it in and I'll let you get right on in here. Hold on. And let's deal with this bad scholarship, man, with the Gorilla Hebrew, man. This brother, man, he right here with this bad scholarship, man, and I had been looking at it and just like this brother, man, these brothers just teach anything, man. So you got to go over their work, man. Oh man. So this is what he pulled up. He pulled these up, but let me make sure I'm in the right place. Where is it at? All right, so okay, so let's pull these up. One, these is what you call slipper coffins, right? They find these are like sarcophagus and stuff like that. They slipper coffins. So let's deal with this brother's bad. And y'all tag this brother in here, man, so he can get in here and see what real research is and stop playing around over there. Now, this brother says that Moab is the Chinese people. Now, I asked him, I said, how is it that you have the Moabite stone that has Canaanite script on it, which is Paleo Hebrew, or just, what we call Paleo script with Paleo writings. And this brother say, and this is around, this is around, the Moabite stone is around, I want to say 800. Let's look at the Moabite stone, matter of fact, before I get to misquoting that. That's bad, man. Just all I mean, it's around 840 BCE, right? Now, mind you not, this is around 840 BCE, the Moabite stone, right? These people dwelling in Moab. Somehow, some way, they got all the way to China, right? Somehow, some way. And they just changed their dialect to where they just now using just uh um Chinese characters, so to speak. Now, the earliest we found Chinese characters is, I want to say, like around 1200 BC. So I came on Sarnetta's show. He asked, well, how do we date that with all the little funny business? But it doesn't matter whether if we take dates away or not. I'm not going to let you get away with saying that Moabites is Chinese. That's just ridiculous scholarship. And let me show you why he did it, though. Let me show you why he did it. He looked at this picture right here, right? And right when he looked at it off the flip, he just said, this is a Chinese person. Now, this Moabite right here, right? This is a Moabite sarcophagus. It's called a slipper coffin. That's what it's called. This brother looked at this and say, this is Chinese, and he actually used this in his debate against Abba, against El Abba. And so when he used it, I'm just looking like, man, tell me this brother didn't use this. Like, this brother, like, I can't believe it. Now, remember, Israel had to pass through Moab around 446 BC, around that time, before they came into before they came out the wilderness and came into the promised land. They had to pass through Edom and Moab. Now, around 840 something BC, we got the Moabite stone. They still writing in Paleo Hebrew. We got mention of Israelites just mentioned in there. The Mesha stone, right? They still, so my question is, when did they start writing in Chinese characters? So he looked at this and say, Moab is the Chinese because of this right here. This is why he did it. And then he brought out some other stuff he said, and it was just like plain stupidity, which I really want to see that because I didn't get a chance to see it, right? But let's look at something real quick. Let's go back. Just bad scholarship, man. Just embarrassing. Now, here's some more, right? These are more sarcophagus, slipper coffins, right? Let's look at these things. Hey, is this Chinese right here? This definitely ain't Chinese, right? He will say this is Chinese. It looks Chinese, but it's not. Let's continue on. Watch this one right here. This one don't look Chinese, but this is a slipper coffin too. This is the top of it, right? This is at the San Diego Museum. But I want to show y'all this is a 1-2 just as well. That's one. That's one. This is also one, right? But let's look at something real quick. Let's begin to look and see who these people are. Because you could say this some type of Oriental too just as well. But it's not. So he looks at these. He looks at that one slipper coffin and he says, oh, that's a Chinese, right? That's what he says. Let's go back and really check some stuff out. This one right here was found in Ammon, right? the 9th century BC, almost around the same time did the other one, the almost around, and also the Misha Stone. That's where we found that. Let me look at something. Watch this though. So you look at these are all what you'll see what a a slipper coffin is. These are how they look. Here's another one. So he takes, where's the other one? He takes the Moab. Let's go back to the Moab. And he says the Moab is a Chinese. Just bad scholarship. That's ridiculous, man. Where's it at? In fact, hold on, put it in there a little bit better. And I'm gonna tell y'all who brought it to my attention. Which call brought it to my attention? David Rowe. Because he made a post about it. And when he made a post about it, I'm like, oh my God. And Gorilla Hebrew and them over here teaching all this silly stuff. Rubbish, man. Where is it at? Here it is right here. And so supposedly this boy right here. Hold on. Let's see if I can get a better picture. The Moabites is the Chinese. I didn't heard it all, man. I promise, yo. He's your Chinese right here, he says. Let's see. Matter of fact, let's look at the date. Let's go back. See can we find the date on this thing. Let's go. Hold on, let's get up out of here. Boom. Boom. All right, let's go right here. See if we can find. Okay, let's look at Moab right here. So they're gonna pull this picture up right here. Now, knowing that, let's look at this. You always go down. You see, well, where can you find? Um, where do you find them in history at? Let's see where they at in history. All right, so look. Matter of fact, let's look at this real quick. Let's look at their geography. All right, so Moab is right here, right? And this is present day Jordan right here today. It's still present day Jordan. They call it the Jordan or the Jordanians, so to speak, right? So let's look at this because we actually have writings of these guys. I'm not writings. Yeah, we got writings. But let's look at this picture though, because let's look at it. See, archaeological museum, and I'm trying to get the date on this thing right here. More details. Let's see. What's the date on this? What is the date on this? I can't find the date on this. Let's see. I wish I can get the date on this, but it looked like it come from the same period as the other sarcophagus was made because they made during a certain time frame. And it seems like they was made in the from the 10th century to the 8th century in that time frame to where you start seeing them a little bit more. So yeah, the brother got a lot of explaining to do. Let me check see if my chat what's going on in my chat room. But yeah, man, I want to know how this brother actually got this information. He says, "Who are the Moabites?" The Moabites are your mostly your Jordanians that you see over there today. We got brothers that live over there in Jordan right now. They'll tell you who the Moabites is. That's who the Moabites is. It's modern day Jordania. Them people never got moved. They stayed in their land. So for this brother to be saying, even though they ceased to be a kingdom, it's just some people still stayed in their land. So let's go back and look at something real quick. It says the existence of Kingdom of Moab is attested by numerous archaeological findings, most notable by the Mesha Stele. That's the one I was talking about, the Moabite stone, which describes the victory over an unnamed son of King Omri of Israel. So we actually had that on the Moabite stone where he's actually named there. And the Moabite stone or the Mesha Stele, as I stated before, let's look at it, is in Paleo Hebrew. Let's look at it. It says the stone was discovered intact by Frederick Augustus Klein. Let's jump down. Let's see. The Mesha Stele is the longest Iron Age inscription. So this is in the Iron Age, right? Inscription ever found in the region constitutes the major evidence for the Moabite language. Let's look at the Moabite language. The Moabite language is a extinct Canaanite language spoken in Moab, modern day central western Jordan. In the earliest first millennium BC, it was written using a variant of the Phoenician alphabet. So, man, just something real simple, man. But let's continue on. It says most of our knowledge about Moab comes from the Mesha Stele, which is the only known extensive text in this language. In addition, there are three line LL Karak inscription and a few seals. Let's look at the El Arak inscription. El Karak inscription. Look where it's discovered at. The El Karak inscription was discovered in 1958 Jordan, right? Near the El Arak Karak Wadi. Look at the date on it. 840 BC, right? So let's look at what the inscription. Look, come on, man. Like inscription transliteration. Let's look at what it said. The inscription contains 3 incomplete lines, composed in of 8 complete words, fragments of five more, all written in the Moabite language, known from only one other artifact, the Misha Stele. So come on, man. Like all the playing around and silly stuff and bad, it's just wearing and turn, man, on the people, man. Like, it's just wearing and turn on the people, man. So look, and then they even got the Moab, and look, the name which was translated into Moab, the hieroglyphics, because these people was, remember when you had to deal with these people because these people dwelt in Arabia. So anything coming from Mesopotamia coming onto Egypt, you had to deal with these people, right? So it says Moabite was not a distinct language from Hebrew. So when did they start speaking or start using Chinese letters, man, characters? When, man? So, man, it's just ridiculous, man. Like the scholarship is just so sloppy, man. I'm just too outdone with these guys. It's just clown work, man. What's going on, Michael Edwards? Happy Father's Day to you too, brother. so and Michael Edwards, don't play, man. Come on, bro. You already know, man. You can't. I hope you ain't holding that the Moabites is the what's called, bro. It's the Chinese, bro. Please don't tell me that. So let's look at the decline and fall, right? And this is really, you if you really want to study or really want to get some more sources, the stuff is here, man. You can get the sources, go to the sources at the bottom of these things and order these books. That's what I do. If I can't, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If I see a book that I need that's on one of these sources, I'm gonna go buy the book, or I'm gonna go to Faithful, and if Faithful can get the book for me, I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? But just go get these books, man, and look at these sources and click on them, and they might have a book. And if they got a book, just buy the book. You can go to abe.com books, or just go to Amazon and buy the book. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't get it in PDF, just buy it, man. Because they got a lot of information. I've bought books that had probably like 2 or 3 things that I needed in it. Like it's this one book I'm looking for. And Best, the Egyptian god or the Nile Valley god, he predates the Nile Valley. But the book that I need, it's hard. I'm trying to come across it, so I'm continuing looking for it. But they got artifacts of Best that's earlier than what we see in the Nile Valley. So it has just information like that where I could just be explosive on somebody to where they'd be like, man, you lied. No, I ain't lying. I got it right here. Go to book, go what artifact at, what museum it's in, what's the number of it. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. And that's how you do your research. You know what I'm saying? You start off, you might go to Wikipedia, you might see something, you say, okay, let me research this, see if they got any books on that. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a engine, what I'm saying, that we can use to serve us. You know what I'm saying? And this internet, it does it. Just looking at proper research and just saying, man, come on, even linguistically, this brother is just outmatched. How is it that you got the Chinese being Moab? And here go Moab right here, and Edom and Israel passed in the back of these people and passed over to Jordan just to get into Israel. You know what I'm saying? So the games is just, it's over with the stupidity and the weak scholarship, man. just the weak scholarship. You know what I'm saying? And so the brother got up there, man. They embarrassed themselves, man, and that was it. So you know what I'm saying? So he said, I wonder why the Hawaiians and the Polynesians are not on the One West chart. That chart is just corrupt, man. The Gentiles chart is just as bad as the 12 tribe chart. Right, man. It's just weak scholarship, man. These brothers are super weak, man. And that's why, man, the One West has they from the beginning, man, they was just weak with it, man. Like their scholarship was just so suspect. And so now we're living in the day and the age to where we can research stuff now, and we ain't got to worry about no failed prophecies and you know what I'm saying, brothers being reincarnated, coming back from the dead as Fred Sampson and Fred, all these other people, man, forgive me, Lord. Have mercy on me. Man, they said Chinese, man. They said Chinese. That's what they said. Not Asia Minor. They said Chinese. Moab is the Chinese. They looked at this picture right here. I just showed y'all the other sarcophagus. You can look at them and say, well, these are Chinese, but these sarcophagus was all made at the same period. You know what I'm saying? They was all made at the same period. So, man, just do the work, man, and stop playing games out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing games out here. That's all you need to do. Now, on that note, I want to show y'all something. Because this brother, I watched their little Gentile breakdowns, and this brother just super ignorant, man. And I told this brother, do not tag me in y'all One West non-scholarship, barbershop scholarship, backyard boogie, trampoline over the fence type of scholarship. Don't tag me in that foolishness, man. Like, man, the One West, they make black people look bad, man. Like, for reals, man. They make black people really look bad when it comes to getting out here and dealing with this information, man. You know what I'm saying? They worse than the Afrocentrics, man, that try to counter Eurocentric, because Eurocentric was stealing information and culture vulture jacking and all types of stuff. And then you got these brothers coming out telling everybody that, oh man, the Native Americans was black people. Man, them people wasn't black. They say y'all stealing their culture, man. Stop jacking, man. I mean, but when you can't identify yourself as a person, then you can only steal and jack, man. And so we got to stop doing that, man. We can't counter white supremacy, or you can't counter Eurocentrism with that folly and that foolishness, man. We got to put history back in its perspective, get these people back their culture, because it's not us, man. It's not us. So stop jacking and stop stealing, man. Because when you go to these people and go to the Native Americans, they looking at y'all was like, we don't even know what the hell you talking about, dude. Our people's been over here, man, and all types of stuff. What y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? We don't know what y'all talking about. So, I mean, that's ridiculous, man. But let's look at Romans real quick, though. Let me show y'all something. These boys need to stop. I was doing some research today, man. I went to Romans 15. I believe it's 7, right? Jump up a little bit more. Watch what it says. Wherefore receive ye one another as Christ also received us to the glory of God. Now I say that Jesus Christ was a minister of the circumcision for the truth of God, to confirm the promises made by the fathers, and that the Gentiles might glorify God for his mercy. Notice it said the Gentiles might glorify God for his mercy. They will look at this and they will say, this talking about the northern Israelites. There was Gentiles in a state of mind. Wait, hold on for a minute. How is it that you're saying that they was Gentiles in a state of mind when the scriptures is clear that the northern tribe, the southern tribe did worse than the northern tribe? Only reason why God didn't divorce the southern tribe is because of Christ was coming through the lineage, and he couldn't come through something that was divorced already. He couldn't do that because that's another thing in the law. I'm gonna be teaching on that. How if you was to divorce somebody up under a covenant for adulterous situation, you couldn't take that person back according to the law. But that's another subject. So the only way you could take that person back is up under another covenant and not that same covenant. So that's, I mean, but that might shock some, that might throw some people out the bedroom, out the window. But so look, it says, for this cause I will confess thee among the Gentiles and sing unto thy name. You know, this is talking about the northern tribe, Cesare Borgia. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, this brother Tazaryach braids was so tight. This brother had measles in every line in every part in his head. His braids looked so tight. It was pulling his eyebrows far back. He looked like a Chinese by the eyes, the way them braids were so tight. But just foolish, man. You know what I'm saying? So watch. In a Gentile state of mind, that's what they'll tell you. Well, all of Israel was in a Gentile state of mind. That's what made it easy for the other nations to come in, because God is like the Father, like, hold on for a minute. If y'all acting like Gentiles are doing the things of the nations and I can forgive y'all, why can't I forgive them? Y'all both acting the same, right? What's the difference between y'all? Matter of fact, the Bible says y'all did more than the nations that was round about y'all. Y'all did more wicked things than the nations that was round about. Y'all was homosexuals. He even called y'all sodomites. Y'all was out there doing anything that y'all could do to defy God. Y'all took all manner of beasts and everything into the temple. When Ezekiel went and the Spirit of the Lord took him into the temple, y'all had so much abominable things up in the temple, man. It was ridiculous. And y'all backs was towards the temple and facing the sun. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to call yourself Israel, I'm gonna give it to you like it is. That's just what it is. So watch what it says. And again, he said, rejoice ye Gentiles with his people. Right? Now, hold on for a minute. And the Gentiles might glorify God for his mercy, as it is written, for this cause I will confess thee among the Gentiles and sing unto thy name. Now, watch this. Paul is quoting back to somewhere else. Let's see what Paul is quoting back to. Appreciate it, Brian. Jesus answered, John 3:3. Jesus answered and said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, or to thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb? That's a great scripture. You know what I'm saying? That's a great scripture. You got to be born again, born of the spirit, not of the flesh. You got to be born of the spirit to get in this thing. Even Israel didn't even, they looking like, hold on for a minute, what's going on here? No, what's going on here is the kingdom of God for to be taken from you, given to a nation, bringing forth the fruit. You didn't had this kingdom all this time, and you ain't brought forth no fruit. You ain't been a light to the nations. You ain't done nothing but been doing wickedness and more than the nations. You ain't been no example to the nations. How you a holy nation or a priesthood? I got to restore the order now. So Christ came to restore the order so y'all can be a light and reconcile the world by the ministry of reconciliation. You know? But watch what this says. Paul is quoting from, watch where you're quoting from. This brother quoting from Deuteronomy 32 and 43. Let's look who he's talking to. Because it's not talking to the northern tribe. Rejoice, O ye nations. Let's go back there real quick and look at that word real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh my God. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people. So here it is. Paul is referencing Romans chapter 15 with nations, right? Telling them to rejoice, telling them that their very salvation was spoken about all the way in the Torah. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and will render vengeance to his adversary, and will be merciful to his land, and to his people. So when he does those things, guess what? The nations is going to rejoice with the people, because they themselves are going to come up from up under the global elite, the beast system, because they themselves are being oppressed by that system just as well. That's what y'all don't understand. Do y'all know how the global elite, how these the sacred priesthood, the scientific priesthood have went into many people's land and conquered these people? So y'all, the world is bigger than Israel. Y'all just got to go into the world and be the light and be the priest to reconcile these people back into God, the people that God had before Genesis chapter 11, when people went into a backslidden state and a new world order or government was established to wage war on God, man against God, man versus God. So God used Israel as a power of attorney. The next very chapter, the redactor, is talking about Abraham coming from apart from that type of system that we see being taught. And it says that he was supposed to raise up his children, right? And it says, and through him, or through that seed that was coming out of him, will all the nations of the earth be blessed. So God was bringing Abraham out apart from the false religious government system that has spread throughout the world, and to use him and his seed to be a power of attorney. And when they failed, God was going to bring the seed, which was Christ, right, which was prophesied from the beginning, Genesis 3:15, to come and deliver these people, right, up out of that state of mind that y'all say, which is a Gentile state of mind. But it's a state of mind of the devil, Satan, the definite article, which is the enemy of man, which causes man to turn on each other. So we all have an enemy. You say the white man the devil, well, that might be true. But the black man is the devil just as well. That might be true. That might be true for everybody. But I do know this, a devil is somebody that's doing the works of the devil. So if a person is acting like a devil and they're doing the works of the devil, then they are a devil. But there's some people that God has chosen up out of these nations, which is an elect, that are not doing the work of the devil. They doing the work of the Lord, and they are called by God, by his name, and have been baptized in the body of Christ. And this is the gospel. The resurrection of Christ, the death, resurrection of Christ, baptizing people by the Spirit into his body, where there is no difference between Greek or Gentile, because the body is a new man. It's a new man. So you've been baptized into a new man, a new vehicle. And in that vehicle, it is composed of Jews and Gentiles, those Gentiles being non-Israelites. Now, Jews is looked at as Jews just as well. And we're going to prove that. We're going to prove that. Let's look at this real quick. Then you say, so are the Negro Hamites. Let it go, G-Checker. Let it go, bruh. Anything you ever learned from Babylon to Timbuktu or the Zondervan, let it go, bruh. Like, serious, let it go. Bruh, there's white Hamites, dude. Get your study up for reals, man. You got to understand that, bruh. There's white Hamites. There's Japheth. This dark black. Let's stop, bro. Like I'm telling you, like when you look at the sons of Heth, right? Heth is from Canaan. Canaan is from Ham, but Heth is the Hittites. Now we have visuals of the Hittites. The Hittites are not black, bro, but they come from Ham. So understand that, bro. Let it go, bro. It's not gonna work, fam. Like serious. Like let it go. We got pictures of these dudes, man. Like warned against the Ramesses and all types of stuff that go back dealing with the Hittites. Let's not even talk about the people of Matanani, Hati. Come on, bro. Like it's over with, bro. It's done. Like we got scholarship. We can look this stuff up now, bro. When you say Hamitic, and you say Hamitic, Japhetic, or when you say Semitic, these people, bro, have various people just coming up out of them. Various people. So you just got to know that, bro. Just let it go, man. It's over with. So he says, rejoice, O ye nations. So let's go back. Let's go back to Romans. Watch what he says. For this cause I will confess to the he said, and that the Gentiles might glorify God. What Gentiles are we talking about? He just told you. I took y'all back to it. Rejoice, O you nations, with his people, and that the Gentiles might glorify God for his mercy, as it is written, for this cause I will confess to thee among the Gentiles and sing unto thy name, right? Watch what it says. And again, he said, rejoice ye Gentiles with his people. And again, praise the Lord, all ye Gentiles, and laud him, all ye people. Now watch this. Watch this. Let's look at where he getting this stuff from. Where is he getting it from? Watch this. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Look what he just quoted. He just quoted it. And that the Gentiles might glorify God for his mercy, as it is written, for this cause I will confess thee among the Gentiles and sing unto thy name. Come on, man. This dude is telling you who these Gentiles is. They're non-Israelites. And again, he said, and this is right here, and I believe Psalms 18 is a Psalm of David. So this is David saying this up under a prophetic spirit. Watch what it says. And again, he said, rejoice ye Gentiles with his people. Watch this. Psalms, hold on. Oh, praise the Lord, all ye nations. Praise him, all ye people. Come on, bruh. That's simple. And again, he said, rejoice ye Gentiles with his people. And again, praise, and again, praise Lord, all ye Gentiles. I'm sorry, hold on. And again, praise the Lord, all ye Gentiles, and laud him, all ye people. And again, Isaiah said, there shall be a root out of Jesse, and he that shall rise to reign over the Gentiles, and him shall the Gentiles trust. This is what we talking about, dude. Look, watch. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which will stand for an ensign of the people. Who is the people it's talking about? Israel. And it says, to him or to it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. So Paul is pointing back, telling you who these Gentiles is, and they non-Israelites. So come on, man. The jig is over with, man. It's done, man. Anybody in the chat room want to get in? Put your what's called in the box, man. Let me go to Isaiah 61:9 and see what this brother talking about. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, right? And their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed. Definitely, bro. No problem with that. Because as I said it before, they was used as a power of attorney to be a light, and they are the firstborn to be born out of the nations that went forth in Genesis chapter 11. They was born out of the nations, and God sanctified them, but he didn't sanctify them for their own doings. He sanctified them that he may be glorious and that he may use a power of attorney to represent him on earth while he's in heaven to bring about a reconciliation and also to be a witness against those that are outside of Israel that there is no salvation but by God and by him alone. And that's it. And he gave Israel and entrusted them with the doctrine of the ministry of reconciliation. But they was hating. They got on their Jonah thing, the Jonah thing. So yeah, bro, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, they see should be mongering on the Gentiles. There's nothing wrong with that. But that doesn't neglect the fact of what I just read to you. I don't know if you got a problem with you illiterate or something, but that doesn't neglect the fact of what I just read to you. You cannot cause the scriptures to contradict themselves. Read the scriptures, bro. Get up out your flesh and just say, you know what, God, do your thing. Because when Israel wasn't bearing fruit, I'm not gonna wait on Israel to get it together. I got a work to do. What'd he say? You doing stuff on the Sabbath that you shouldn't be doing. The Lord worketh hitherto, and I worketh too. So the Lord is working on the Sabbath day, and Christ said, I'm working too. So let's stop these games right now, man. This is just foolishness. Now he say go to Romans 15 and 9. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. He says, now in Romans 15 and 9, you know who is the among the Gentiles. Now this is just plain. It says, and that the Gentiles might glorify God for his mercy, as it is written. For this cause I will confess to thee among the Gentiles. Yeah, we know that. So he says, I will confess to thee among the Gentiles and sing unto thy name, right? So when he confessed to them among the Gentiles, what is he confessing to them among the Gentiles? And sing unto thy name. He's there among the Gentiles, confessing the Lord among the Gentiles and singing into his name, right? So I don't know if you're trying to say, I don't know if you confirming with what I'm bringing, or because it's clear that Israel was sent among the Goyim, right? And it says you will eat your bread among your defiled bread among the Goyim, wherever I send you. They were sent among the Goyim. So it says, and that the Gentiles might glorify God for his mercy. And as it is written, for this cause I will confess to thee among the Gentiles. So he's going to confess. He's going to confess his God and glorify God among the Gentiles and sing unto thy name, into the Father's name. And again, he said, rejoice ye Gentiles with his people. So the Israelites are among the Gentiles and they're singing. And while they're singing, he telling them, and again, he said, rejoice ye Gentiles with his people. Now rejoice with his people, ye Gentiles. And again, praise the Lord, all ye Gentiles, out loud, all ye people. So wherever God sent them, whatever they did among the Gentiles, and they sung among the Gentiles begin to give God glory. The same thing happened with Nebuchadnezzar. When they were sent among him, and even Cyrus, that nation, when they took on the God of Israel, began to be blessed and begin to be rejoiced with the people of Israel. So, brother, that's simple, man. And I'm not trying to be harsh or nothing, It's peace, it's blessings, but it's just it's certain stuff we just got to let go, man. It's over with. It's done now. Let it go, man. Like the jig is up. These brothers ain't got no. They don't know how to work this text. Like and here's another thing the brother did the last time. He we had the brother that was on her the last time. He jumped on her. Hold on for a minute. Let's see something about that. So we had a brother on her the last time, right? He took Romans 10 and jumped back to Ezekiel. This brother jumped back to Ezekiel 37 and tried to use this as the scenario with the two branches. I mean, just weird stuff. Like he jumped back to 37 and said the olive tree and the wild olive tree and the fat olive tree is talking about those Israelites that was the northern tribe, and then also those those um those the southern tribe as the two sticks. And I'm just looking like, bro, like, did you just see what you just did? Like, that was sloppy and that was ridiculous. And really, I was really tired that night. You know, I've been dealing with James Cassell with that weak argument. And James Cassell, I'm tell y'all exactly what he did. To be honest, I already know. Like, see, this is what James Cassell don't understand. I'm gonna tell y'all what he did and what I was trying to do. Okay, James Cassell know very well that the documentation that he got that Shem was Melchizedek. Guess where it come from? It would have had to come from either some type of Mishnah, Midrash, some type of Targum, or some type of Jewish writings. He knows that, right? So I kept asking him, where did you get that from? Now, if you notice, if you go back and listen, I said, bruh, I said, there is some Jewish writings. Is that, but I said that after the fact because I really wanted to know where was he getting that from. Y'all notice it took that brother forever to try to give me that he still didn't do it. He jumped up off of there. He never gave us the source where he got that it was Shem from. You know why? Because he's so against the information of the Jews, right? He knew he would have had to dabble into that. Then he spoke on the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm like, where is it at? Because it's not in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Matter of fact, the Dead Sea Scrolls says something different. And so then he said that Melchizedek means what is it? It's interpreted what is it interpreted? Some king of righteousness. And that is some of it, but it's way more than that. Like, it's way more than that. It's so deep, like I don't even really want to go into it. Like, that's how deep it is. It's a lot of technical issues. And if you notice, I kept telling him that. It's a lot of argument about who Melchizedek is. Was he a high priest? He definitely was, because Christ is looked at as a high priest, and also he's compared to Melchizedek. But it's a lot of technical things about that. But you're not going to find in the Dead Sea Scrolls that he was Shem. But you will find in Jewish writings that they believed that he was Shem. He never went there. I kept asking him. I said, bruh, where'd you get that from? He kept playing it off because he know he would have had to go into the very writings which he do not like, the people who he do not like. So just the games and just playing and the silly stuff, man. And so I sat there and I argued with him the whole time, but it was really circular the whole time. But I argued with him, but it was just circular, man. It was a lot of circular reasoning. You know, so just weird, man. Just a weird information going forward, man. These brothers is weird. So you know, he would have had to go in. Oh man. Mm-mm. Somebody just got my attention. Mm. Good God Almighty, this make me give me the chills. Yeah, but anyways, Judah said James is weird. Yeah, but yeah, man. So just James, man. I think that he got some scholarship, but when it comes to he biased. Like he really won West and he trying to fake the funk, and that's what he doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he doing, yeah. So he faking the funk, and so it just get ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? After a while, and so I'm just like, man, these brothers ain't dealing with this literature right, this information right. So I'm coming up against this mess, man. Like really coming up against it, man. And you know what? I shout out to the people that's been inboxing me because I've been seeing y'all got questions. I'm gonna get to those questions. I just been really tripping for reals. But I'm gonna get to you guys' questions and I take time to get to it. It's some other stuff that I wanted to bring out. Matter of fact, I know what I want to bring out. And this is the last thing I'm gonna bring out because I need to talk to my sugar sweet pie before she go to bed tonight. You know what I'm saying? I need to talk to her because I'm gonna see her tomorrow. Because I'm supposed to be getting up out of Chicago and heading down that way, see my family. And you know. But yeah, man. So my family they missing me, so I definitely gotta get up with my fam. It's been a long week. I went from San Antonio all the way over to Virginia, and from Virginia all the way to I went all the way to I was all the way over in Virginia Beach, and then I came all the way up through the Appalachians. Oh, that's a nice, pretty sight, man. I love going through those, looking at that metamorphic rock and different type of sandstone and sedimentary rock. Man, it's just beautiful, man. I love rocks, and so I studied, look at the Appalachians and how they come down. They swoop down like from a north south, like from a north south south. Well, I'm gonna say north southwest. That's how they swoop down. They swooping down from north, and they actually lean like that. Like when you looking at them, and then it's so crazy how they leaning. Like when you look at especially when you're going through 40, you coming into Charlotte or coming into North Carolina, you can actually see like, man, it's just beautiful. Like you're running along the riverbed, and it's just real nice, man. Like it's super nice, and they don't really let you get out, and yeah, you can't desurface those rocks. But I'm gonna tell y'all what's nice running through New Mexico, and also just running through Cali because them people are mountain people. Like they stay like in the valleys of the mountains, and so it's just real nice, man. Like when you look at the different the rocks that when you coming into New Mexico and to Arizona where the Navajo at, you look at the sandstone is there, and it's real nice, man. You got different type of rocks. It's hard to identify them, but when you get up on them, if you can get up on them and look at what the different minerals is in them, then you can see what they actually are. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can identify them by eye, but usually sandstone is real smooth and it look just like sand and it just turned to stone. And then you look at the other type of sedimentary rocks, you look at it, but man, it's real nice. It's a beautiful thing to look at. Let me get on though. But yeah, so I've been running. But yeah, I want to bring out something to y'all real quick before I close this thing out so I can call my sweet thing. So I can call my sweet thing. What's up, Mark Bailey? Oh, Farsights, what you know about you from St. Louis, bro? What you know about the old Sirius building? I didn't know you know about St. Louis. Yeah, there's a camp there. They're not. They have someone. Um, you know what? I think they are One West. I thought they wasn't. Matter of fact, I think. Yeah, they are One West. Well, yeah, 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 man. It's still a camp there. That camp been there for a long time because when I first came to St. Louis, I was like 16 or 17 years old. I was 16 actually when I came to St. Louis. I was born in St. Louis, but I left St. Louis when I was real young. I was like 2 or 3 years old, and so I was 17 when I came back here. Matter of fact, and so I was raised up in California, um, and left here when I was real young. So I too much don't really know too much about St. Louis. But when I got back, over the time I've been here since I was 17. I'm saying so. I've been here for over about 10 years, and so I got a lot of family here, and I've been almost just about all over St. Louis, man. Like I ran these streets over St. Louis. Yeah, they act like they're not One West, but they are One West though. Yeah, so I definitely what's crazy is because my neighborhood, is over there in right there across the street from the old Sears building. When you look at those blocks, you look at Ridge, and you also look at Minerva and stuff like that. That's where I used to hang at. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 block Minerva, not on the dead end, but you know what I'm saying, on the side over there by the right there by the check cashing place. That's my block right there. And I also stayed in the Peabodys too. My son, you know what I'm saying, he was born in the Peabodys, my older son. So I stayed in the Peabodys for like about 6 years at the most, 7 years. And my mom, she was actually raised in the Peabodys when they had the old hospital down there. It used to be that old hospital, that brick hospital that they tore down and made it to a lofts down there. So I definitely grew up, came through there as young, from 17 all the way up to now. Yeah, you grew up on the north side. Yeah, you grew up on the north side. Yeah, I used to run through the north side too. I used to run over there by the cage, the 9 block, 9 blocks. We used to call it 9 blocks. I used to be over there right there on Plover. I had family over there on Plover too. And then my sister, she stayed over there on Davidson, Alcott, Beacon. I used to run all through those neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? Um, and so, we stayed I was up in Walnut Park, a whole lot. I used to stay playing in that cage over there. I was there when those war was going on because I used to be a blood, but I used to run with the deuces. My best friend was a deuce. He was a six deuce. Mm, really? Yeah. 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 So, oh man, yeah. So I grew up in that area, man. I grew up in the area where a lot of them One West camps is down there with ISUPK. They know the area, I was in, because I was running with a lot of them guys, because they was from the five and I was a blood, and I ran with a lot of, with a lot of them guys. So I know guys that's in Walnut Park. I got family that's down there in the Peabodys, as well as on the west side. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people out there. You know what I'm saying? Um, so St. Louis is real small, man. Like It's real small. St. Louis is a small area. You'd be surprised. Like I might even know a lot. Some of your family probably because we was out there, man. We was out there. We was young. We was out there. When I came back, I was still gang banging. I brought that stuff back from L.A. and I was gang banging. You know what I'm saying? I went to Roosevelt. I stayed on the south side. I went to Roosevelt. I stayed right there by Melanphry. You know what I'm saying? I used to be sometimes over there on the dark side, where the blood portion at, not over there on the Gib, because I didn't go on the Gib because that's where the Crips was. But I know all about those areas, man. You know what's crazy? Because my wife, well, she was my wife then, but when I was at Melanphry, she 9 years younger than me. But when I used to be playing at Melanphry at the school at the basketball court, she used to be, she stayed right in that area, and that was crazy because at that time, I didn't know that I was gonna marry her, but she stayed in that area, so to speak, and I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it, So I didn't know her then, we didn't know each other, you know what I'm saying? But that's crazy though. So yeah, I was in that area, man. South side, north side, west side, downtown, you know what I'm saying? All in them areas, man. I was man, cause I was on the move. You went to Rittner? Yeah, I got family went to Rashawn Fairgrounds. I couldn't go to that area. That's where the Crips was. Only time we went to that area with a Mayday parade, but we stayed up in over there, a little bit closer, Natural Bridge on that area coming down. But when you start going down too far, you start getting a little bit by Fairground Park and start looking at start running to all blue and gold or green and gold. So we came so far down during the Mayday parade when it used to be on Natural Bridge until they moved it to downtown. Yeah, yep, you stayed in Laclede Town. Yeah. Yeah, man, I ran these streets, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was in these streets, bro. Cause I was that's why I was telling the dude from One West. I'm like, dude, like people ain't scared to really. Hey, listen, the best move I made was to give my life to Christ, bro. That was the best move I made because my partners they respect that. Like I could come back and they'd be like, man, we know he doing his thing. He really, you know what I'm saying? He really got away from the environment and bettered his family, and they understand that, But at the same time, it ain't like when I come back, they can't never like get nothing from me because I always make sure like and I always like give back. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have to show love to me. When I came from even my family, because then nobody know me because I got reunited with my family because my dad was here, so then nobody know me. Even my own family didn't know me for real. They didn't have to show love like that, but they did. You know what I'm saying? So I was embraced, by these different areas, and just so happened that the Lord brought me up out of it. When I was like 18 years old, I was a black Israelite when I was 16. You know what I'm saying? Because my partner he put me up on it. He was from Plover. He was a six deuce. He was from the 9 blocks over there in Walnut Park, but he ended up getting killed like 3 years ago. But he was a good dude, man. But he left the Israelite belief and became a realist to speak. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like he don't hold to it no more. And that's the one who had converted me over to it. And I was Old Testament only. And during that time, he left that. And then he just started getting back out here. But then again, he stopped getting back out here. And he just was raising his family. But he went back to the neighborhood. And when you're doing good and you know you making money and they ain't doing good and they ain't eating, they these homies that we grew up with, and they end up killing them, man. So yeah, man. So that was that story, man. But yeah, man. Me and my wife, man, we hooked up. I had went out one night, man. My brother had end up one of my well, actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't my brother. One of my family members had ended up passing. And so when they had passed, I had went out this night. And I usually don't go out, but I had went out that night and I seen her. And when I seen her, right, I said, "Oh yeah, she nice with it." So when I saying I'm usually shy, but at that time, I don't drink. But at that time, like I had a booth, like I had bought a couple of bottles for the people who I was with, because at that time I had that cash, and I bought a couple of bottles for the people who I was with. You know what I'm saying? They would sit in the booths and they was all drinking and stuff like that. And so I was just chilling or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't drink. I didn't drink or smoke. I never smoked, but I used to try to drink, but you know what I'm saying, like, it wouldn't sit right with me. So I never drunk when I went out because I always wanted to be sober. Because people be acting silly or whatever. So I'm just sitting there, I'm just chilling, and you know what I'm saying. And here she comes. She come in. She with her family or whatever. And so my family is all there because it's a little get together. They all there. You know what I'm saying. And so then when she passed by me, you know what I'm saying, I whispered in her ear. I said, "Girl, I'll marry you." That's what I told her, man. I whispered that in her ear, man. And I told her that. She smiled. I said she kept on walking, but she smiled. But then I just kept on saying that she just kept eyeing me, man. You know what I'm saying? Just kept eyeing me. And by then I had the little baby face, you know what I'm saying? And she was just on me, bro. And when she was on me, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you know what? You know, I'm finna get on her, you know what I'm saying? And then they had like a little, they was doing like a performance to where they was doing like a catwalk on the stage. When it was her turn to get up there, she got up there and she did the catwalk, bro. And when she got to walking down there, she walked down the little stage. And when she got off, guess who was right there? It was me. So when I was right there, I was on it, bro. I was on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, well, she took down my number, so I thought she wasn't gonna call, bro. She called me like, man. She almost called me when she got out the club, but it was the next night though. I'm like, oh yeah, she on me, bro. That's what it was, man. That's what it was. And for then on, man, history, man, history. Yeah, but yeah. So let me get bring out this last thing, man. Uh, bring out this last thing. St. Louis has a story about being robbed or burglarized. I used to be a thief, bro. I used to be on flat over there on the south side, because you grew up on the south side or you on the south side, you gotta learn how to steal. You on the north side, you gotta learn how to slang them drugs. Same thing when you're on the west side. But I used to be on the south side, and I used to be running up in them people's houses on flat over there. Where the rich people was. I was going up in their cribs, bruh. I was doing all of that type of stuff. Yeah. And what's crazy about it is because I had a little homie. His name was Peanut, and he ended up he was younger than me, but I knew his big brother, and we was all cool. But he was young, but he used to ride with us. And so when I got up out of the hood and I got saved, I would go around them, and I get to acting like I wasn't, saved. So then I had to stop. I had to change my whole playground. That's what I did. So then Peanut, man, he just wouldn't stop doing it. And by that time, his brother had got locked up. So he locked up for a minute. So he ain't coming to school because he locked up, and he locked up for stealing the same thing. Eventually I had stopped. So Peanut, I don't know what he did. He messed around. He stole the wrong people's stuff, man. And they chased him down, hit him with the car, man, and got out and shot and killed him, bro. And so from then on, you know what I'm saying, all my little homies, man, it's just like they still kept doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, bro, I didn't had the worst thing, bro, is to look back and say, man, all my homies, if not in jail, is dead, bro. And that's the most hurtful thing to see, that your homies who you grew up with or who you was going to school with for a long time, is just straight dead, man. From California to St. Louis, man. They gone, bro. Like straight gone. So that's the worst thing to experience. To you wake up and then somebody tell you, "Hey, man, such and such just got popped or he just got killed," but they live in that lifestyle. So that's what type of stuff that's going on, bro, out here. And St. Louis, it ain't no joke out here, bro. It's not a joke out here. Like, it's almost like Chicago. If not, if Chicago ain't in that top spot, St. Louis is. You can look at it. If Chicago ain't in the top spot, St. Louis is. Either one, these two cities, because see, these people migrate from St. Louis down to Chicago, or up to Chicago, or from Chicago down to St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't really got no vice lords in St. Louis except when you cross over to the east side, and it ain't really that many vice lords in St. Louis and Illinois on the east side. Uh, when you cross over, until you start going down a little bit more, like to Cape Girardeau, and you start going farther south, you start realizing you running into where the vice lord is gonna be at. But it's all GDs. We ain't got no P stones. You go to Kansas City, that's where you find your P stones. The only reason why I'm saying this is because I used to run the five, so I know basically where these perimeters at, where they at, because I used to be in these areas. You go to Kansas City, that's where you find your black P stones, and we roll with them because I used to be a blood. And I had friends who was all the way in Cali that was black P stones because it stretched all the way over there just as well. And we ran up under the same star. So when it came to the game banging stuff, man, we was on that stuff, man. Like, and then when I came to St. Louis, the market was when it came to green. I was from California, so I knew how to get that green, and I knew how to get it shipped back to St. Louis. And I will make top dollar getting it to St. Louis because once you get to St. Louis, you can overcharge. And that's what the prices was here. And so I made some good money, man. But it was endangering my oldest son and the mother of my child at a young age. So once he was born, I used to dress up in work clothes like I was going to work, man. I was not going to work, man. I stayed with my godmother and them at that time because I was young. I'm saying, but man, I used to do all. I used to have pounds of weed up in the attic, man, and didn't know that where it was concealed and pressed. But my little brother had opened it up, man, and he opened it up. It was smelling up there in the thing, and so they kept smelling weed. I was like, it's a skunk somewhere, probably dead or somewhere. This boy didn't open up the weed, took the weed around the corner to his friends. I was like, man, you can't never do no stuff like that. So I did a lot of stuff, man. I used to fly back and forth to St. Louis to California, man. You know what I'm saying? I used to get weed from San Diego and man, make it happen, man. I never smoked weed a day in my life though. I'm saying that's what's crazy. I moved it, but I never what's called. Then I got off into what you call the crack game, where I started selling crack, and I started my first crack that I bought was I bought an ounce. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? And when I bought that ounce, I broke it down. The crack game was totally man, no sleep, always up, disrespectful, people knocking on. This dangerous. I never kept drugs in my house though. Never kept drugs in my house. I always used to have to go get it or what you call. So man, I did all that stuff, man. I was doing all of that stuff. My brother, man, he taught me. My god brother, he the one who taught me how to really cut crack. I didn't learn how to cut crack till I was like, I want to say like 22, 23 years old in that area. You know what I'm saying? Because I had actually backslid. When I was 18, I got saved. I was celibate all the way till I got around 22. You know what I'm saying? I had my first son. You know what I'm saying? I backslid. You know what I'm saying? Then I started, started back hustling and doing certain things. Went back on the block. I was over there on Minerva. I used to eat over there at the old Sears building all the time. I used to eat over. I forgot the restaurant I used to eat. They sell hamburger and fries over there. And I used to eat that rice over there, but then they was real trifling with it. So yeah, man, I did that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying so, but I made it up out of it. Not only people who I can see that's living right now is my cousins them that taught me the game. Just living right now. But a lot of them they got up out of it. You know, but they was doing it at an older ages because they older than me. But I had people in California that looked out for me. My big homies didn't let me do what everybody did. You know what I'm saying? When I was with my big homies in California, they didn't let me do what everybody did. You know what I'm saying? California, you had the game bang. You had the game bang. Like most people say, oh, this person ain't no blood. Nah, and you don't got no choice in California. Whatever street you go and stay on, you got to make a decision. And what's crazy was because I stayed in Pacoima and I stayed also in Pasadena. I'm saying I stayed in San Diego before for a little while. San Diego is beautiful, but during my time when I stayed in San Diego, it wasn't like it is now. They were still just fixing it up because it was really just desert for reals. You know, like other places in California, they still fixing up because it's all desert, and it's just all dirt there, man. It's like, you know, California, the cost of living is high because you got to transport so much stuff there. Because once you going from the west to the east, you can see that it's dry on the west, but you get to the east, it's all green. Soon as you get to Texas, you start seeing green, 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 and cows and agriculture. But soon as you keep going west, it's all dry. There's nothing but dirt that's dry. So to get that stuff transported to them people, the cost of living is high. So that's why they raise up the cost of living. It's just like when you get to over here, the cost of weed is high because it's hard to get here in the middle of the map because it don't grow like it should within those areas over there how it grows because weed grow better in those areas. So it's how they play the game, and that's how they raise the cost up because what needs to get shipped there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, grew up in California, did a lot of stuff in California, and came back here. Just giving y'all a little history from where I came from. You know what I'm saying? And so, why I'm able to look back and say, man, it's been it's a blessing that I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Um, in the area, brown on black wars, because they still have it in California. You still feel uncomfortable in California because you got brown on black, Mexicans against black. So you don't know what area when you're going somewhere, who is this Mexican gonna be the person who gonna kill you this day, or is he gonna be cool with you? You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? And that's what you experienced there. Even going back there probably like 2 or 3 weeks, even being 35 years old, but at the same time I really too much don't look it. But when you look young, being tested, or somebody run up on you and say, it's this brown and black, what you own, or and you just looking like, dude, like I'm not really, really on that. I don't really, I've been past that stage, bro. Like, so that happens all the time. You're dealing with your Serrano 13th, you're dealing with your Humphrey boys, 18th Street, they pretty cool. Then you got your Koreans out there, you got your Bua tribe, which is Bloods, mostly Samoans is Bloods, but then you got your some Crips out there, but the Mexicans, Latinos, Mexicans, they run California, they run it, they run LA. So it's like, what I'm saying, like it was hard growing up out there. You know what I'm saying? You didn't. I've been chased by Mexicans that I thought that was in my neighborhood. That it wasn't black on brown war, but it was. You know what I'm saying? And so you running through people's yards, and everybody got dogs in California. Everybody got dogs. If not a pit, they got a Rottweiler, because Rottweilers is a popular dog in California. So you running through yards, man. You scrambling. You trying to get away. You know what I'm saying? And one thing what I learned about California, it's hard to run from the police or from anybody when you're in California because they got dogs in their yards. And so you gonna get caught. Then they got helicopters. They don't have helicopters in St. Louis. They were starting to do it, but then they stopped doing it. So when I came to St. Louis, it was just like, man, I knew all the cuts because they got gangways in St. Louis where you could just run through gangways and you out of there. You know what I'm saying? Houses you could just run through that gangway, and then you splitting houses and all types of stuff. So once you know the cuts, you knew already where to go. You could run through a gangway and be in the house somewhere. So in St. Louis, when once you hit a gangway, they searching everybody's house almost. Back in the day, they was in everybody's house. High speed chases, that's over with in St. Louis. They that's illegal even for the police to do that because it's too many people was getting killed because St. Louis is just too small. It's just too small to do that. So they start making blockades. So, on the south side, because mainly people still on the south side, they start making blockades. So if you got to know the cuts. You got to know where to dip at. So yeah, that was the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That was the lifestyle. But see, that's what you had to do when you grew up in poverty. If you grew up in poverty and your you may have been to the point to where your moms them, they they working, you know what I'm saying, or they get sick or something happen, or you just got nothing but your dad, and you may, I mean your mom, and you may not got your dad because he might be in the system or something go on, or you're forced to get out here and have to do stuff. You can make a better, you can do better, but it's kind of hard. Like 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be hard for that person to make it up out of that situation, because when you start dealing with social science and you start dealing with the elite, they position you in that position like that. It's like when you deal with social science, they test, observe, and experiment and on people, on how we relate to each other and how they relate to us. And so people are being experimented on out here. So when the Bible says that you can't be a person that's natural, that you have to walk according to the spirit and the fruits of the spirit, you have to do just that. If I'm out here and I'm acting natural and people run up on me and I'm living a natural life, or I'm not walking a spiritual life like the Bible tell me to do, then I'm gonna respond in an animalistic way because I'm only being taught natural ways. So it's easy to be ISUPK. It's easy to be IUIC. It's easy to be Israel United in Christ or whatever you call it. It's easy to be all of these different One West groups, Sakari and all of them. To be out there yelling, talking about the white man, this, the white man, that, because it's natural. That's natural stuff. It's emotional stuff. There ain't nothing spiritual about it. So I could come up to you if I was an enemy and cause you to react a certain way because you're a natural person. But he that is spiritual will know how to act and how to respond, because he will look and say, hey, look, I'm casting down everything that exalted itself above God. Everything that's in the mind that will cause me to go astray, I'm casting it down, I'm pulling it down, I'm turning it down, and you're speaking those things of peace and remaining in the fruits of the spirit. So when they come and when the police come and they say certain things, right? And some of these people are basically have come over from white sheets to blue sheets, if y'all know what I'm talking about, to where they come up to you and they say, because not all police are bad, but the majority of police and our government system is wicked. That's just bottom line. Just like the majority of people is wicked. So if the police run up on me, right, and he and I'm living this natural life, or I'm not submerged in the spirit of God, he knows the response I'm going to get. I'm going to give him, because ain't nothing spiritual about me. So even with these brothers, it's easy to get these brothers deceived out here because ain't nothing spiritual about them. They natural. They carnal. See, you can't be a judge, nor you can't be a God, so to speak. When I mean by God, a ruler or a teacher, when God has put you in that position, you can't be a counselor or none of those things when you have partial and biased judgment. Why should I make you a judge if the first thing you got to train mind say, oh, he's white, let's send him to the back. Oh, he's black, let's send him back let's put him in the cage. So you have to be more than just a natural person. You have to be spiritual, because the doctrine of man is spirit and material. But are you going to let material dictate your spiritual man? Or are you going to feed your spirit and buffet your flesh and control the appetites of the flesh, which are the pride of life, the lust of the eyes, and the lust of the flesh? What you gonna do? Because when the beast system come, when the mark of the beast come, because they're ushering that in, and it's not just white people that's doing it. It's everybody that don't want God. It's God waging war. I mean, it's man waging war on God. The kings of this world have come and had come and said, let us cut off the king, or cut off God in this world and break his cords. The Bible say God gonna laugh at them, and he have set his king in the holy mountain, right? So the beast system is ushering in the mark of the beast. And if you're a natural silly person, it's gonna be easy for me to trick you easily. Cause the gates of your soul is open. You so opened up and emotional. You out there just showing all your emotions. Then you doing it over the internet and go right to it, and you know, it's just ridiculous, man. So I just disagree with what these brothers is doing out here, man. You know, and in a lot of times, the very people who say that they your brothers is gonna turn on you if they so natural, if they so emotional. Because a lot of these people leaving the Bible, whether if they Israelites, Christians, whatever, they leaving because what's going on in these streets. Because the supremacy is a product of Satanism. That's what it is. It's a product of Satanism. And so if people out here living a life of prejudice and supremacy, and they have this mindset that they are superior over another people, and they putting confidence in the flesh, this what everybody doing. And that's what these brothers is doing. They putting confidence in the flesh. So man, we definitely gotta do better. Yeah, man. So I'm definitely finna get up off of here, man. I appreciate you brothers for listening in, long like y'all did. But yeah, man, I just think that in these last days that we need to be careful, man. People become lovers of themselves. Um, a lot of hate is gonna rise up. The Bible says your faith is initiated. I mean, your faith is initiated by love. Faith worketh by love. The hardest thing to do is to love somebody when they mistreating you. That's the hardest thing to do unconditionally, is to say, man, I don't know what's wrong with this person, but I'm gonna pray for this person because this person is doing some wicked stuff. But it's kind of in a sense when you look at it, Paul says, when we were enemies of God. Do you know what it means to be an enemy of God? So we were actually enemies of God, doing whatever we want in this world, doing things that was contrary unto God and his ways. You're an enemy when you do stuff like that. So even Paul was an enemy, and God came to him. He was killing the Christians. Well, probably, I don't know if it said he was killing them, but he was persecuting them. They were stoning Christians. He had part in that, you know, and was at the very feet when which car got stoned. Stephen or Stephen, or however you say his name. But come on, man, we got to do better, man. Like, and they say, well, why are you linking up with these brothers that against your? Hold on, whoever said you was my brother? I don't even look at you like a brother. I look at those as of my brother that is of the same mindset. And even with that, it's some brothers that I hold to even be friends, because you could be friends with somebody that's not there where you there. So I hold some of these brothers as dear friends, but some of you brothers, man, I don't trust you as far as I can spit, and that's just keeping it honest. You know, that's just keeping it real, man. And that's my mindset, man. He is spiritual judge of all things, man. That's just bottom line. And I wish these brothers the best, but at the same time, you know, sometimes I get in the flesh with these brothers, but I wish these brothers the best. I wish God will open up their eyes and take the blinders off their eyes that they may see. Because it's not about your flesh. I'm here. I'm a priest. I'm here to do my duty to reconcile men back unto God, not just Israel, but all men back unto God, because I'm a priest. That's my duty. I've been given the authority to do so. I was told to go into all the nations and preach. Yeah, and that's it, man. That's it. But one more thing. I keep saying I'm gonna get to this, but I got to get to this now. All right, so let me get to this real quick, and then we're gonna end this. Yeah, but Cesar Borgia, man, I don't know what's up with that dude, man. Cesar Borgia, that boy be tripping. Let's look at I think it's Ezra 2:28. Or is it Ezra 2:5? It says, hold on a little bit. It could be wrong. Let me look at. Oh, is it Nehemiah? Nehemiah 12:44. Let me jump down a little bit more. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, real quick. Yeah, this it right here. But hold on, real quick. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. All right, so look. Now this is whenever they try to say that you get these guys trying to tell you that they'll try to tell you that after the Babylonian captivity, only the southern tribe came back. But that's just not true. And I'm gonna show you that that's not true, right? Um, it's just not true, and there's plenty of scriptures to support this. That the Jews, the northern tribe, was also called Jews just as well because they came back unto Judah and took on the Judean law, basically. It says, and both of the singers. Well, let's look at Nehemiah 12:47. And all of Israel in the days of Zerubbabel and in the days of Nehemiah gave the portions of the singers and prophets every day his portion. So notice it says all Zerubbabel came. I mean all the children of all Israel, right? So what that means is that when you start going down these names and you start looking at these children, you trace them back to Chronicles, you just didn't have Benjamin, Levi, and Judah there. You had a lot of these guys, right? That was there. And so it says all Israel in the days of Zerubbabel. Now remember, Zerubbabel came back before Nehemiah did. and in the days of Nehemiah, right? And so when you look at it, it says, so just keep that in mind. And so we have to understand that when Christ came, and it was easy for him to go into the whole house of Israel, because the whole house of Israel, or the representatives, or the people that was there, had came back to Jerusalem and was worshiping in Jerusalem, or was coming from far countries. When we look at Acts chapter 2, coming back into Jerusalem to worship. So when they tell you uh the southern tribe was lost, the northern tribe was lost, it says he came back for the whole house, or the lost sheep of Israel, and he told them to go into the lost sheep of Israel. So when they say, well, the northern tribe was Gentiles by mind state, well, hold on for a minute. He just said the whole house was the lost sheep of Israel, the whole all of them. So then they'll jump over to the Sumerian woman. Well, that Sumerian woman had not came back. So if she had not came back and she was still of that mindset, the ones who did come back, which considered themselves to be Jews, they didn't deal with them people like that, because they knew what took place with the Jeroboam thing already. So not only that is that Benjamin is called a Jew because why? Because he did not leave when the split took place. He stayed. Benjamin stayed, and certain some of the Levites, and I think some other another little tribe, I think, stayed. I'm not sure, but they stayed. The other people went with Jeroboam because of what Solomon was doing, and then Rehoboam, son, try to enforce that and make it harder than what Solomon was doing. So they shook on him. You know what I'm saying? And so those became your Jews. But then later on, after the Babylonian king came in, he conquered the Assyrians. When he conquered the Assyrians, then he set up his kingdom. He took on their provinces, and those people, he absorbed them. Then when the Medes and Persians came in, they took the Babylonian provinces and spread a little bit more. And then he released those people back into the land, and not just the southern tribe. But remember, I can prove to y'all, and I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to do a class, that the southern tribe and the northern tribe was fellowshipping with each other in the captivity. During that time. And when it was released, they came back unto the land. I can prove that. That's easy to prove. And they became to be called Jews altogether. So man, I just wanted to bring that out. It's not, these brothers make it so harder than what it is, man. It just get ridiculous. So even when you jump to I think, what is it, Ezra 2, and it says hold on for a minute. Yeah, because when you start looking at these different children, like when you look at the men of Bethel and Ai, 220 and 3, 223, the men are from Bethel and Ai, these are towns that was in the northern kingdom when you start looking at that. And when you start looking at it says the children of Nebo, 50 and 2, right? and you start looking at these are Nebo is from the tribe of Reuben. So when you start looking at it, you start looking at the and you can go back and look at First Chronicles 5:1 through 8, and it gives you all of these people who we see coming back. So that means that the children of Israel all together was really not too far from each other. They was right with each other. They had synagogues. Matter of fact, when it came time to Christ, these people actually had synagogues, in different places where they had worship at. You know what I'm saying? Of service at. So even when I read the other day in Ezra, watch what this says. Ezra, because I read this the other day while the brother was here. Ezra 6 and 7. It says, let's go down a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go on the end on this note. Watch what it says. It says, "And the children of Israel." Watch this. It says, and this house, let's go to 15, Ezra 6 and 15. "And this house was finished on the third day of the month of Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites and the rest of the children of the captivity," right, "kept the dedication of his house of God with joy, and offered at the dedication of his house of God 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, as for a sin offering for all Israel." Right? 12 he goats, according to the number of the tribes of Israel. And they set the priests in their division. So really, up under this gathering, God had mercy, really, even on the children of Israel, on the northern tribe. He had mercy on them, because we see that they're sacrificing for them. And they set the priests in their divisions and Levites in their courses for the service of God, which is at Jerusalem. And that, as it is written in the book of Moses, "And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day in the first month," right? "For the priests and the Levites were purified together. All of them were pure, and killed the Passover for all the children of captivity." Now, is the north southern tribe wasn't just in captivity. The northern tribe was in captivity with them, as I stated before. "The Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their brethren the priests, and for themselves, and the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them for the filthiness." Notice it says separate themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land. Notice it says that, "to seek the Lord God of Israel, did eat and kept the unleavened bread 7 days, and with joy. The Lord had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, to strengthen their hands and the work of the house of God, the God of Israel." Notice it says the king of Assyria. That's even weird. That's a weird translation there. But the reason why it says the king of Assyria is because the Darius began to reign over the Assyrian provinces. And so that confirms that even the children of Israel, the northern tribe, was also released up out of that captivity just as well too. So I just wanted to end on that note. Peace and blessings to the family. Make sure y'all click and subscribe, and make sure y'all share this. I'm sorry this was long like it was, but it is what it is. Y'all heard my testimony, what I was bringing to y'all. Peace and blessings to the family out there. Let me check my chat room, make sure I ain't got no questions. Garfield A. Reed, what up, fam? Bam, what's happening? So, that's the thing, man. Don't he look like Harry? Nah, he look older than Harry Rosenberg. I can't say that Harry Rosenberg looked younger than him. That boy got them bags up under his eyes. That boy look like he work. He look like, man. Look like little. Y'all remember them little weed bags? you get your little nickel sack or a little dime sack. He got little bags up under his eyes like that, man. Like he got like a gram in his eye pack, in his eye socket. But yeah, man. Peace to you, brothers, man. Peace to the Ray Cool, Mark Bailey. Appreciate you, brothers, man. G Checker, Sister Raquel, Faith Line, Faith Lane. I'm sorry, Faith Lane. I'm sorry. J Man, what's going on, brother? Farsight's man, nice talking with you, bro. Um, who else is there? Judah Nazareth, Jasmine Pritchard. What's happening, little mama? Uh, who is this? Who else is there? Michael Edwards. Um, I see that what's called was in here. It shall be Gideon was in here. Piece of that, brother, man. Ecclesiastics. I cannot say this. Ecclesiastics. I cannot say your name, brother. Alan Thomas, but you know that's my brother. Uh, so Kevin G. Peace to Tony Tebb. Uh, Master Rove. I don't know how to say your name. Who else is here? Mega, Megla, Don 415. Peace to the brother, man. Peace to that brother. Awaken Culture. Peace to Awaken Culture. Peace and blessings to that brother. And also, uh, Shalimar. Shalimar. Um, Deborah Yam. I think I spoke with him before. I'm not sure I've seen that. I think I've spoken with him before. Yeah, but peace to all y'all, man. Peace and blessings, fam. Make sure y'all click and subscribe and share this.